Hello everyone. We are still waiting on the bot, but welcome anyway. How y'all doing today? We're back with Luca to play more God of War.
Hello, hello again.
So we're just gonna hang out here for a bit first and do the intro properly. But I hope y'all are doing well, and we're gonna pray that the bot does things, and then it'll be fun. Alternatively, we won't trust the bot, and we'll do it ourselves. One of those.
We must perform bot bloat to appease the
Exactly.
bot.
You're not wrong, but I think there is no appeasing here. It's just going to be suffering,
Mm. Classic.
right? Instead of calling down trolls onto your enemies, you just call down the bot, and then it never arrives, and they'll live in trepidation for the someday arrival of the wicked bot.
Defeat them with disappointment.
Exactly. Typing announcements.
I'm drinking a Earl Grey Pale Ale, which is
Ooh,
very interesting.
ooh, wait, that
I
sounds
never
extremely
even,
interesting.
it's good. I never even considered tea
Tea
IPAs, but
beer?
it had to
Yeah.
happen eventually.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because where is it? I think it's Slovakian or from the Czech Republic. I think it's Slovakian. They make like a alcoholic tea,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know the real name. There's a real name for it, but various Slavic people call it teleporting tea.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Excellent. Love it.
and it sounds good. It sounds like really good. I would love to try it, but this is the next best thing. I think it's really good.
Yeah, that does sound super good. Stefan, welcome. Starting to get people coming on in. I probably should have announced this more properly. That's alright. We're gonna give it a couple more minutes. In the meantime, I've got a couple of thank yous, follows, etc. So Shifter, Silverbeak, Ashinali, Marco Opo, Ulpio Tajado, and Inquisitor Davis. Uh, Thank you all for the follows since the last stream. Hopefully you'll stop by this time. Ooh, in the meantime, a fun question. Do the Vikings have any tea and or tea adjacent drinks? I think tea adjacent is the correct word here, cause, right, it seems likely that they had some sort of Angelica tea, basically, herbals.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to, well, when you just think about like folk medicine and pre-modern medicine in general,
Yeah,
a lot of this was based on just what people had available, local herbs and things like that, which would be steeped in oils or hot water like that to make, kind of herbal tea. I imagine.
yeah,
But of course, the history of medicine is a really fascinating area that I haven't delved into very much.
yeah. I know Bald's Leash book mentions willow teas as being
Yeah.
for at least a couple of things. So I think it's reasonable to assume that there are similar practices going on in Scandinavia,
Hmm.
whether through adoption from England or just coincidentally observation going, oh yes, this thing does in fact work.
Yeah, I think that kind of phenomenon is just universal. Of course, everybody's getting sick, everybody's getting hurt,
Yeah.
and eventually people find out applications of herbs in their area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's what onion is kind of like the or some kind of garlic is the kind of big one in
Yeah,
ideas of medicine in saga and poetic corpuses, right? It's like beer and onion, as the two big magical healing items.
right. Were you here for Meryl Kaplan's talk on
Yeah.
meats? Leukер, the word
Yep.
leukер. That was cool. That was really interesting.
It was. We may actually get to talk about it today, because
Yeah.
if I'm remembering the order of the plot correctly, we should be getting our next person,
Our next person. Yes,
right?
yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't want to
because
totally spoil it, but he should be up
yeah,
next, right?
yeah, because we got the Light of Alfheim
Yes.
charged in the Bifrost in this. game, which is this key thing, and the next thing in the main quest is to destroy the black breath that's blocking the path to the mountain.
Exactly. Toggle Monster, hello, welcome. Are we aware that coffee cup drinking horns exist? I am now aware that they exist. Incredible. That feels like way more of a pain in the ass than it's worth, but...
I know, right? Is the whole thing porcelain, or is it just a horn?
And if it's just a horn, I feel like it needs a stand, otherwise your coffee's going to end up in your lap.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, chat, you may have noticed, fancy haircut. And also, Wolfie has, through the generous gifting of many subs, has afforded us a new controller. So, Cuphead references.
Oh, tight.
Honestly, incredible. So we're going to take advantage of that, and the fact that I can now actually parry reliably.
Oh, you can get good?
I can get good. Hooray. So let's, get stuck in. Welcome everyone, Solaria. R&D boss. Everyone, welcome. I believe last time we were in the middle of side questing, so we're going to start up with more side questing, because I haven't done anything since then. So we are still solidly in the middle of Fafnir's lair. Which feels really dangerous. But we'll see how it goes for us. Well, I think we're going this way now. God, it's still... Why? M and H? Why is there... I need to look up the old Ayashelmer. I need to look up the old shape, because I feel like that's what this is supposed to be. It's just like turned 45 degrees.
Yeah, let me check.
Right, because there's the modern 8-sided one, and then there's an old 4-staved one. Wait. Naturally, finding the actual iconography is
difficult.
In between all of the neo-pagan shopping sites?
Yeah. And then like Google Images is just like amulets, tattoos.
Exactly.
A candle holder.
Jesus.
Oh, there's a picture of our boy Jackson Crawford.
What? Shocking.
He came out with a new video on the ISL.
Yeah, he came one on the Vavies here a couple days ago.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen it.
Which is...
But...
I mean, there's not a whole lot to critique with that video, though I don't like a lot of his stuff.
I imagine he's just saying like they're not from the Viking age.
It's from the whole manuscript.
Yeah.
There's only so many ways you can say it's a 19th century manuscript that is the only attestation of this thing.
Right.
Because it's just... Does Wikipedia have the other iteration of it? It does not. Boo. Anyway, the reason why
Oh, go ahead.
The reason why I'm expecting it to be the Ayashelmer is that's like Fafnir is the one medieval mention of anything that might be the Ayashelmer, and that it literally uses the same name.
Yeah.
But
do you know the shelf mark of the manuscript by chance?
I don't. Oh god. Oh god. He rolled me. Oh no. I got absolutely dominated.
Insta-dumpstered.
Yep. I don't really have a choice though, so let's give this one more shot. And then we may have to abandon the side quest. Based on the guy's too spooky for me.
Okay, I got it. I'm checking now.
Jeez. I mean, he's just tough. What? I disagree. Hard disagree, game. This like gives me a little bit to work with. Oh god. Alright. Then we can cheese him. Run away. Cheese him. Continue cheesing him. Continue cheesing him. I believe in the cheese! Nailed it.
There's nothing but poison in this one. And the stupid bird statue.
And
Nice.
useful resources. The main reason we are here, boy. However, many of these chests have been emptied.
Probably by the Reavers. I hope they didn't take Sindri's whetstone.
Huh. What's up with this bird statue?
What is up with the bird statue?
I mean, I'm getting bad vibes from it.
Yeah.
I mean, as usual, there are substantial issues in, like, Norse aesthetic things of adopting indigenous visual cultures that are actually indigenous and being like, oh yes, this is totally the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because there is, you know, a lot of bird imagery in the Scandinavian archaeological record, but it's not that kind of bird imagery.
Exactly, and as Magistrissa says, it looks kind of like Pacific Northwest, but with bonus snot work.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is not a good look,
No.
and we should be suspicious of that.
Yeah, and it's like you have to speculate, like, is this art designers like just being kind of cringy like that, or are they just like, did they draw from scratch like an Angry Bird thing?
Exactly. Like, is that actually deliberate reference, accidental reference, or coincidence?
Yeah.
All three of the above are within the realm of plausibility. And I don't know what the answer is there.
I think the weirdest part about it is that it's like one of the few objects so far that's like painted.
Yeah.
Like
rather
except
than-
for the
oh,
except for the Jotun or giant like triptychs, like most of the stone and
most of the
carved
stone has
artifacts
worn
are,
completely out, hasn't it?
yeah, to give like a sense of like ancient old like age and stuff like this.
Yeah.
But that's very colorful.
Yeah.
I have a good feeling about this next one.
Oh,
Maybe
Sophie.
we'll even find the
Hello.
whetstone.
Remember what I told you about expectations, boy.
Keep them low. I remember. Still, good feeling.
Bad feeling. You can see that there's a fourth room across the way. Atreus, your genre's happiness needs work.
Oh, I skipped the AS hill. Where is it?
Oh god, there's another one. Ow. Get that. God. This seems like the opposite of. Oh god, I'm totally gonna die here.
Did she just say Utlander or something?
I think
like that?
so, yes.
She just did erase it.
I'm pretty sure that she just call him a foreigner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I had that for my article.
Yeah. Either that or if I couldn't. We'll need to listen to that again. I need to pay more attention to what they're actually saying. Because,
Yeah.
right, it could be Utlander, it could also be. I think they said like Utferder at some point. Ow. God dang it, they are
my
rolling
God.
me.
Just ignore that axe strike to the face.
They sure are.
What is that? Dreva, I heard that.
Yep. Come on, spawn back in. There we go, got one. Now this other one should be significantly easier. So, we're still gonna try and pick up some of the stuff there. And leave it there. Plus that.
Magistracia, Revenant, I'm not sure if it's a word itself in French, but it comes from the French revenant, return. But it might be one of those French words that only, it's based on an original French word, but only exists in English.
Well, it's a Latin cognate.
Right.
Revenant's one who
Much for my
comes
good
back.
feeling.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I just know we have it in the modern from the French.
yeah. And Old Norse calcs it, right? After Gonga.
Yeah.
So. Right, one who walks back, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Return, walker, back walker.
Exactly. Dunk on this guy. And I wish he dropped a healing item. Really wish he
I
dropped
was
a
ready
healing
for them
item.
this time.
I saw.
So I should keep my expectations low,
Uh-huh.
but always expect an attack?
Yes.
It is a delicate balance. Expect the worst, assume nothing, and always anticipate an attack.
Oh boy. Not
Sure is a
another
lot to
room.
remember.
Not another room. I'm not ready for this. Let's help ourselves out here by spending some of our EXP first.
There we go.
All of those. Interesting. Make our combos better, because I'm using that an awful lot, so may as well make sure we use it. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Upgrade that. Let's do weaken. Do that. Do that. Do that. Alright, the trace is as good as he gets right now. Let's maybe grab that reflect. Gives me an anti-range option. There we go. That's a dog.
Yeah.
And that should help. Come on. Ugh, there's so many of them. I will just juggle you. There we go. Wow.
Nice.
That one was way
Don't
easier
know
than I
what's
was
up.
expecting.
And only one room left. I know I shouldn't hope, but do you think we'll find it there?
No.
Kratos, never change. Oh, Gazishan. Looking at the axe, was Mjolnir being able to return to Thor myth-attested or Marvel Faf? It is myth-attested.
Yep.
In the Prozetta, one of the features given to Mjolnir is that no matter how far away it goes, we'll always come back to Thor's hand. Which makes me question how, you know, Thrimskvida works. But
Yeah, exactly.
the reason why Thrimskvida works is that Thrimskvida does its own thing and cares not a whit for any of the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, come on, he didn't throw it. It got taken from him.
Exactly. Those are totally different things.
All right.
You coming? Okay, we are full health. We've got plenty of rage. I believe in us. Nice combat arena we got here. Be a shame if someone jumped us in the center of it.
No?
No?
Fine. Piss off then.
Where are you at? What?
He's up the stairs.
Fine. We'll open other things first. My money.
Ooh.
Woo.
Oh, I think this is like a laser beam.
Big lasers. That sounds tempting. What do we have right now? We've got spin to win right now. Oh, and we can upgrade these as well. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
That's alright. Nice.
Strike of the Utgard is quite good too.
There's a lot of these that seem really good.
Yeah, some of them are really cool.
Because this one's nice crowd control, this one, just like, yeah, maybe we'll do this. They've all got roughly the same. Oh,
You back to piss on my corpse, you ungrateful little...
you're super dead.
Who are you two?
You two are super dead.
We're looking for a whetstone. Have you seen it?
Aye, there was one in this room. My son sharpened his dagger on it, right before stabbing me in the back.
What?
Unlucky.
Little bastard thought it was his turn to lead my crew. I was hard on him, sure. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. I did the same thing to my dad when I was his age.
You're garbage.
He killed his own father?
Where is
yes.
he now?
He may be a bastard, but he's my bastard. You'll get no help from me, fool.
Then his dagger will help.
Hey! That's mine! Hey!
Come, boy. We are leaving.
Rolled.
Choke on it!
Get over.
Oh gosh. That's unfortunate. I do want to be focusing on... Hey, I blocked that. I disagree.
Nice.
Please. Dang it. Ah, that went all that stun gauge. Fine. Let's grab that axe. I would love to be able to Not Nightmare's Tale. Honestly. Fine. We'll do it properly. And get up on his head. And now we'll punch the other guy with it. There. Problem solved. Dildrum, hello. Alright, well that did a bit of damage. Get hit by lasers.
Ooh, that did it.
That did so much damage. Holy moly.
Yeah, what the hell?
Holy crap, that laser is good.
It's unupgraded too, right?
Yeah, that was just base laser. And one more nightmare for the road. And we did it. At least get stuff for it, right? Bunch of Svartalfheim steel. Yeah, that's about it. Well then.
Such a weird item. Soft Svartalfheim steel.
Yeah, steel is weird.
Soft steel.
I mean, I guess something Damascus steel using hard and soft steels, but feels weird.
Why would his son betray him like that? Kill his own father? Over some treasure? It seems so greedy.
Remember what I told you, boy. Assume nothing.
Well, sure. He didn't seem like a great father, but...
You only know half the story.
Yes.
Now then, let's see if I can do this. Wait. Huh? Why is there an ancient thief?
I see something up there.
Okay, I hear you that you see something outside. So, we're gonna laser beam.
Whatever.
Oh, that did so little. Oh, that did so little. Help.
I think you can actually roll to put out the fire.
Trying.
Maybe I'm wrong. I guess I'm wrong.
I think I'm just gonna lose this one because I'm mad. Luckily, trees are invincible. Ron was right. In very bad shape. We'll take that. We'll do that again, but better.
Yeah.
It's fine. I deserved it. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. That's what I get for seeing an ancient and immediately going, let's hit it for being not in the mythology. We'll give it another shot. Come on. Don't just stand there. stunned it.
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's try that again. Okay, I disagree, but I got ganked while putting out the fire. This will be really fun. We got one more try here. I think the play is next time. I gotta take out the ads as soon as they spawn in. And I just do not remember how to call in Atreus' wolf. Straight up do not remember how to do that. I remember it was an ability we got, but I do not remember how to do it. Was that in skills? No. No. I don't see it here. Oh wow, and we've got a bunch of more things here. Is there actually a difference in these shields, or are they just like for fun? They seem like they're just for fun.
Wait, I don't even remember this. The hell?
Incredible.
Changing the shield. I literally don't remember this at all.
Ah well.
I think it's just cosmetic then.
Yeah.
That's
Hold
cool.
down Atreus' attack button. Alright. Ow. With that was bad.
Stefan, what kind of scouts don't want to go smithing? Blacksmithing camp. These kids are like, nah. Whack.
God damn it. I blew that by just hitting the wrong button.
Whoa! I can't believe that worked!
1 HP in the dream? I don't have the dream.
Ah.
I think we'll need to not do that. I think this is not worth the difficulty. But what if it was worth the difficulty? It's so tempting. I know I can beat it. I'm just not getting good.
Yeah.
Ah. Oh wait, it didn't even drop a thing this time. I disagree, game.
Jeez.
I was solidly within a dodge animation when that hit me, so I disagree. It's fine. It's not like it cost me anything, luckily. Right, a little bit of time for you all. With a very generous checkpointing system. That's alright. Atreus, can you
Atreus, to me.
Okay, I'm coming.
Can you actually shoot any of these? No? No. Go.
See someone up there.
Ah, with that. Two. One. Can I do this on mouse easier? No. Probably not, because I don't know the bindings. Come on. That was good enough, right? Thank
I'm
goodness.
sorry, Annie Jump Cannon? Sounds like an anime protagonist name. That's amazing. Just like a
What's
normal
that?
schoolgirl too, and it's just like, my name's Annie Jump Cannon. Everyone's like, oh, that's a normal name.
Yep, sounds about right.
She has like orange hair.
Incredible. A Redeemer of Dark, first time chat. Welcome, glad you've been lurking. Alright, Sindri, I've got terrible news for you.
Well, what did you think of Fafnir's storeroom?
That wasn't the button I wanted to hit. But that's alright, we've got cash right now.
Oh yeah, Redeemer of Dark. How topical for you to join now. And we're talking about hearing impaired 19th century astrologers, astronomers.
Let's just take that, I guess. Sure. I want to make armor. Are any of these good? Yeah, they are. Okay.
Wear it in good health.
Oh, good. These are upgrades. Never mind. I thought these were. Ah, that's all right. Craft new armor. Are any of these good? No. Are any of these good? No.
And what do you
Any of
have
these
your eye
good?
on?
I don't have the cash.
What did we miss?
We found no whetstone. This dagger belongs to the reaver who took it.
They took most of the good stuff.
Oh? Well, here, take this. In exchange for the dagger.
Well then. Thank you. Activate while aiming to
The
slow
dagger
down
you
time.
brought me is quite interesting.
Oh,
and
yeah.
artless design,
That's
but the
pretty good.
construction is sound. Where in the temple did you find this?
In a reaver's back.
Ugh. Oh.
He mentioned he was part of a larger plan.
Thank you,
Maybe
Sindri.
they took the whetstone?
Quite possibly. I know I've seen this design before.
Uh-huh. And
Sindri, why don't you just make up with your brother already?
Me? Make up with him?
uh-huh.
Because he's an obstinate pighead incapable of change. Because he says the most terrible things
Yep.
about me. Just because he's insecure about his own work. Which, let me tell you, is subpar.
Uh-huh.
Because he blames me for the things that aren't my fault.
Huh? Like what?
Would you pardon me, please? I need to collect myself.
Okay. Goodbye.
Emotional damage.
Exactly. Something traumatic happened in their backstories. Shocking. So, with that favor complete, let's get back on our boat. I think we'll hop back into immediately going up topside. Main quest, because I think we'll have plenty of time to do more side questing later. We could also take a look at Andvari. We would have that power. What are our other options? Goals. That's journey. Side quests.
Another, it may
Rock's
be, you know,
friend. Yeah.
another Volsunga saga character.
Let's do it. Well, we're thinking at, well, we are
So what
paying
story were you
attention to
going to
Volsunga
tell?
Saga. Let's do all of it.
There was one that concerned a hare and a tortoise.
Like the witch's house?
Unlikely.
So what happens?
They wager on a race between them. The hare is too confident of victory and foolish, while the tortoise is steady and disciplined. The tortoise wins.
You haven't told a lot of stories, have you?
What makes you think that, Atreus? Oh, so Redeemer of Dark. Unfortunately, as an affiliate, Twitch does not let me keep streams for longer than 2 weeks. So the few number of streams is regrettably not a consequence of not having done them, but rather the fact that Twitch is very unpleasant
Did you see
for
something
not
out there?
partners.
That tower.
I see no tower.
Maybe I'm seeing things.
No. I saw a tower. Hold up.
ghost tower.
Don't hit me with the spookies like that. Oh well, into the frozen wastelands. Yeah. And thank you for the anonymous tier 1 gift sub to Redeemer of Derp. Enjoy your emotes. Can we get an emote spam for the anonymous gifting?
Woo!
Woohoo! Hey look,
We
there's
can
another
beach over
raven.
here.
Yeah, Redeemer, the YouTube channel is also called
Yes.
Ludo History.
youtube.com/c/ludohistory, or there's a link in the about section of the stream. Ah. Bird. Got him. And the Mines of Völundr. What are we actually looking at here, besides very small places to sneak through?
Boy,
Boy.
More things to sneak. Go through here. More money. Another random guy in a hogback sarcophagus. God, I like the armor though.
Yeah.
We're not disturbing any of the gray side, we're just stealing the, contents. Which is still
Interesting.
bad. Still bad
The
at
value.
archaeology. We are not good archaeologists here.
Yeah. The cool helmet, though.
Yeah? What does it say? What does it say? Andvari's invention. Through this mine lies the mines of Völundr. This great endeavor was made possible by Andvari the alchemist, son of Ivaldi, through whose ingenuity the very stone and bedrock was turned from obstacle to mighty tool of industry. A Dwarven miner's greatest fear has always been running afoul of the ancients, but through Andvari's genius, they are now no more than tools in our righteous undertaking. A new age for dwarves dawns here, no mere miners but masters of iron, whose greatest craft is the future itself. So, I'm counting at least 6 things that are problematic, wrong.
Yeah, so they've made Andvari an alchemist, which is just like an interesting cross with Renaissance and early modern European elite thought.
Exactly. Alchemy is real, but it's 14th century.
Yeah, there was definitely no idea of alchemy. Smiths had a supernatural quality to them in ancient and medieval Scandinavia for sure, because they were viewed as, basically performing magic to transform matter into from one form into another.
Definitely.
But not the level that like alchemy, where they're like, the idea of the philosopher's stone and transmuting raw base metals into like noble metals and things like this.
Yeah.
Obviously,
sorry.
also
There it is.
he's not one of the sons of Vivaldi either.
He's not one of the sons of Ivaldi.
The sons of Vivaldi are 2 nameless dwarf craftsmen.
At least. An indeterminate number.
Mhm. Yeah, a more than one number.
Yeah. The next one I dislike is that linking of dwarves and industry. It's a very common thing.
Yeah.
In sort of a post-Tolkien. But it's something Tolkien himself
Come.
does not do, even slightly. Right, the idea that the dwarves are masters of industry and that metalworking is inevitably desirous to end up as sort of some sort
Yeah.
of big industrial action.
I mean, Tolkien's dwarves are more obsessed with mining to get at like the rare gems and precious minerals and
Yeah.
come
things.
boy.
They like shiny
But
things.
they like shiny things like everybody else. But like in terms of like crafting, all the cultures kind of have their own all the Tolkien races and cultures have like they all do crafting and things. The dwarves are not especially gifted or industrious.
Exactly.
This is kind of like a. I'm sure there's some fiction books that do it before this, but I think my first encounter with this is like in Warcraft.
You scare up that
The
alchemist what
Warcraft
needed
dwarves
finding?
have like rifles and cannons.
Yeah.
Ironforge is their capital city. It's just like a huge forge works where they just churn out weapons and early firearms and things like that.
Yeah.
Can you read it?
These runes read death inside.
Sort of.
Dwarven.
Inni. Which is, I
Death.
guess, literally death inside.
Yeah, yeah.
That for some reason doesn't strike me as particularly grammatical.
No,
Also, I feel like they wouldn't do double N like that.
probably not.
I feel like it would just be INI.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah, so... Yeah, I know a lot of
So,
stuff these days.
Brock said his friend was
does, like,
Dwarven like him.
Dvergar,
Ring.
Look if you wish. I will be gathering resources for our journey.
You don't want to help him?
No,
Why not?
because I do not run errands for dwarves.
Kratos,
Oh,
we are totally running errands for the dwarves. You just haven't realized it yet.
Dwarven, but no ring. One of his crew?
Scorch marks. There, along the floor and wall.
Weird. I guess we keep looking.
We.
I mean, I'll keep looking.
Correct. Oh, how does 40k do history? Oh boy.
Oh God.
That is a topic for another stream, because it takes a lot of explaining, and also getting it someone who knows anything about 40k lore on. I know some people. That won't be an
Yeah.
issue. I just need them to actually be here.
Yeah, there's just so much, and I also really don't know anything about it. The reason I was saying Warcraft, yeah, I probably should have said Warhammer, but Warcraft, although it takes a lot from predecessors like Warhammer, it takes the most from Dungeons and Dragons, which sort of did the first adapting the Tolkienian style high fantasy to
Agreed.
a role-playing format. Of course,
I can
tabletop in
solve
the
it.
beginning,
If that kills us, that's it. No Valhalla.
but
What?
No afterlife. Ever.
It does not attack.
Mom made them sound more dangerous than that.
Then do not drop your guard. Come.
Yeah,
very strange.
very strange.
No discernible difference from the ancient, but just scarier.
Exactly. How did the Norse view grave robbing? You know, there is a place where I will not criticize the game, because while it is bad archaeology. It's not really out of line with, you know, mound breaking.
No. There's plenty of saga figures, saga heroes that do mound breaking.
Exactly. It's,
There's also a lot of archaeological evidence for contemporary grave robbing and mound breaking, where within one generation after something like a big royal burial mound is constructed, they'll possibly ritualistically break into the mound to get retrieve symbolic artifacts that was part of a ritual to pass on the authority, the royal authority. But this is of course hypothetical. But there's just a really widespread tradition of mound breaking
I thought you
in
didn't care.
Scandinavia that
Yeah.
I
was
noticed the lack of
heretofore
room on
not
the body.
really known about until I forget when the article that kind of reevaluated it. I think it was 2016 or
yeah, and I mean, right. Yeah, it was pretty new, and we knew there was some stuff earlier. There's been agreement for 100 and something years that Harald Blåtand broke open Gorm the Old's mound.
yeah.
but that wasn't quite the same thing.
Sorry, Redeemer of Dark, I meant contemporary as contemporary with the Viking Age and the Middle Ages,
Yes.
the Iron Age, like contemporary with the mounds themselves. They're not modern, like
Yeah.
you know, Indiana Jones style, you know, grave robbing and shit, but members of the society who created the burial mound re-breaking ritualistically or ceremonially to get symbolic items to like pass on the power to the next generation.
It's honestly pretty cool.
It is really cool. It sounds like a bunch of fantasy bullshit, but it's actually real. It reminds me of a really cool article I read about evidence for the use of bones in forge works to create higher carbon content in iron and steel.
Yeah,
And the idea that
I don't like that argument all that much, because I mean, while it's a super cool argument, I find it runs into the problem of the actual evidence that it's using is not awesome.
how so?
Right, in that it's mostly saying, oh yeah, you know, we've got some forges that have bone remains, mostly animal, but some human as well. And they appear and slag that suggests that they were a forge site, right? And we're now using that to spin up a religious justification for why they would do that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. As far as like the practical test of does it inject a very small amount of carbon into the surface of the blade, that was cool that they tested, and the answer is yes.
Yeah.
But I still don't believe the religious explanation.
Yeah, I mean, you can, of course, you can, sort of make the argument, but also
No ring.
you have to
We're not gonna find
recognize that
Brock's
it's
friend
fully
alive,
just speculation.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they did like reconstructive archaeology, and it did increase the carbon content of the metal a bit. Not like a lot, of course. It wasn't like fancy steel or anything like that.
Yes, sir. Another map. Great.
Hooray, maps. At some point I'll need to like do those maps, won't I? Probably not. Hopefully not.
They're just like treasure maps for resources.
Yeah, my hope is
You
that
get
hopefully they're
some
just
good stuff,
bonuses.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Right, that if I'm doing a lore playthrough, they're just maps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The religious stuff, yeah, it's hard to speculate, of course, but
It's so hard.
just from the kind of worldview that they may have had, just sort of a more equilateral, less hierarchical one, at least in the pre-Christian period. It's an interesting idea, at least, that just from the simple fact that they're putting the bones of animals or people in there, you can speculate like the idea of like using the energy or spirit or whatever you want to call it, putting it into the sword. Because the sword was obviously like a high, it was like an elite, you know, it was like the Lamborghini of its time.
Sure.
Something like that. It was just a really high status elite item.
Right, the thing that genuinely makes it so hard to talk about swords so like difficult to talk about is that they're simultaneously super popular or like super expensive and difficult to make, but are also destroyed all the time.
Yeah.
And not always for like grand like ritualized purposes, they just are like broken or lost or thrown away.
Yeah,
all the
and
time.
that does really muddy the water, because then can you say that this was done for every single sword, like it was common practice, or if it was like there's a difference between like a sword that's maybe a gift for a king, like a really beautiful inlaid hilt, a golden hilt, jeweled sword that like is more ceremonial and symbolic of power than it would be for battle. Something like that, I could see a ritual like this 100%.
Exactly.
And then you could combine these ideas of like maybe they break into the mountain and take bones, like there is evidence for specific bones just not being there in some of these mounds that have been broken into. And this is just speculation, of course, chat on my part. But like combining these two ideas, and then whereas like more common, things where like a ruler or a chieftain is just trying to arm people, and he's like, here, take this sword. It's just like not mass produced, of course, but something that's just maybe not super fancy, but gets the job done.
Exactly. And as usual, right, we run to the point of it's hard to talk without speculation. Because if we talk without speculation, we're like, well, we have a bit of string and like 7 bones from 4 different graves.
Yeah.
Atreus, here.
Yes, Father.
Speculation is the name of the game when it comes to any sort of pre-modern religious studies.
Exactly. The hope is just
Like
some of
any
it...
sort of pre-modern studies, but especially religious worldview stuff.
Exactly. Right, the hope is that some of it ends up being speculative accounts for as much evidence as possible, versus...
There's the ring! On that severed hand! Attached to the Soul Eater. Well, we know what happened to Andvari now. We can just go tell Brock.
Yes.
No need to fight it. Right?
No, we will fight it.
But
Kratos.
why?
Because you are frightened of it.
Kratos. Ah. Strictly unnecessary. What? All right. Tag in half. Let's grab this. Laser. Come on, die already. Perfect. Nailed it. The takedowns here are so brutal. I love them.
Yeah.
God, it's just such a well-animated game. It's easy to get lost in just all of the pretty...
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But now, let's go over here to our door. I still want to know why the door says MH.
Be strong, Atreus. Stay focused. And look for
No,
a
it doesn't
weak
say
point.
MH, it says
Yes, sir.
HM.
Okay, there's that. Look at all the shiny... Those are enormous amethyst crystals.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Stay quiet. Make no sudden movement.
Alright, I'm just gonna need you to, like... Ow. No. Come on. I believe. Oh wow, you just did most of the health to yourself, didn't you? Blew itself to smithereens. You'll love to see it. Honestly exceptional.
Weird, yeah.
Honestly exceptional.
I do not remember that happening.
He hit one of the explodey pots.
Oh, with his AoE.
I
thought
baited
AoE.
him into the AoE against the explodey pod that he was standing right next to.
Leave it.
Oh my god, getting rained on.
Stronger than you know.
Thank you, Father. Let's see if that's the alchemist ring.
Yo, the first compliment of the game.
Oh boy. Alchemist ring.
Ring. Dwarvish inscription.
The alchemist. But where's the rest of him?
Ashes, most likely.
We
The
did.
Soul Eater got him. I guess we should bring this back to Brock.
Well, Reb Andvari, really the only reference that this Andvari has to the mythological figure is that he has a ring.
Yeah, that's it.
And even that is not done right,
No.
because Andvari Knight is probably a torque, not a ring. Right, it's never said, but it's either way. He's either it could be a finger ring or it could be an arm ring. Egum Staney? I mean, there's
Oh,
stone
I remember
there.
this
These
one
runes were written fast.
Jim Staney.
It spells out
Or Gim
Ejim
Staney.
Staney.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know that one.
We will ask the blue one.
So now you're interested?
We found his alchemist. A reward was promised.
I like the logic.
Give me my shit.
Okay, so there's a path back there. I feel like I missed a chest, but that's okay. We may not be done there.
Yeah, Jim Stain in Zoega. It
It's-
just does mean gemstone, gem or jewel.
Alright. That makes
So
sense.
it's interesting because it's actually in the dative form, so something is
In,
conjugated for once.
yeah.
E
Yeah, it's
Jim
actually
Stain.
done. Because E should have the dative
Yeah, yeah, it does.
if it's
Unless
inside. Right,
it's
into
inside. Would be accusative.
it usually accusative, but inside is dative, so something's
Yeah.
inside the gemstone, the green gemstone on the ring. Either that or we need to blow up something here. One of those two options.
Yeah.
A lot of very potentially scary.
I know, right?
Right, if any of those broke, if this was a different game, and any of these broke, we'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
God, enormously brutal. I love it.
Shrek.
There it is. Give me loot. World Serpent Scale Fragments. Helpful.
It's actually true for this dude. Arm torques don't really get the kind of importance that they do in the culture.
Yeah,
What'd you find?
yeah.
They weren't just wealthy, rich gifts. They
You're
were also
alchemist.
a sort of
I'm
status
sorry,
symbol.
Brock. The hand is all we could find. Still wearing the ring. There was a Soul Eater inside. And well, we must have burned away the rest of him.
Suppose you'll still be wanting some compensation, huh?
Naturally.
Naturally, he says. Miani Feruxi.
That pronunciation though.
I'll take a closer look at this here ring. Maybe Andvari left a
I
bit
know,
of
right?
magic inside before he croaked.
Dwarves can do that?
Sure, dwarves and magic jewels is like flies and pig lips. Supple ones.
Ugh. I'm not as interested as I thought.
What a terrible metaphor. What an abysmal metaphor that was.
Now you're talking.
Okay, no new armor there. Could see if there's good stuff in the... Yeah.
See how that treats you. And don't be letting that spit-fister of a brother of mine lay hands on it again.
We'll just upgrade that real quick.
So, you sticking around for grains of wisdom?
Hey, I gave you money. Don't even be like that. Yeah, it is an insult. You are correct, Redeemer of Dark. It is more of the pronunciation is so wrong that you're only barely able, thanks to the subtitles, to tell what the insult was supposed to be in the first place.
Come.
But those are our two side quests. We have dallied in Volsunga Saga for long enough. Well,
Sure, yeah.
technically Volsunga
for
Saga.
now.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
We'll have to eventually fight Fafnir, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's around. Not
Do we have
not
time for
like
another
that.
story?
What was the
A
oh,
short
wait, story
one.
time?
There was a horse. The horse sought vengeance upon his enemy, a stag. But he could not kill the stag alone. The horse met a man, a hunter, and made a deal. He took the man's bit and bridle and allowed him to ride in a saddle on his back. Together, they killed the stag, and the horse tasted victory. But the hunter would not release the horse and made a slave of him.
So getting revenge cost him his freedom. Hope it was worth it.
It was not.
Wait, was this almost a competently told story?
Yeah.
Kratos, we're 2 stories in and you already told one competently.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Short,
Not
but
bad. And I think it should be, I mean, modern Icelandic, it would be Neptur Uxi. I believe.
yeah, but I guess I can.
I didn't look it up. I don't remember exactly how they spelled it.
It was GNEFR, right?
I think. Thought it was NEFR. I didn't pay attention. It's not all that important.
No, no. But
Return
look!
to the master.
The witch's magic is still covering those scorn poles. Saves us some time.
Helpful. I appreciate that they do not make you... Okay, where's the stone? There's the stone. I appreciate that they do not make you do this, a bunch of times. Right. Of the nonsense of... Oh yeah, let's,
what, the
Boy.
crystal?
What? No, the kneading poles.
Oh, yeah.
That's going in the journal.
Okay, you could have said what it was, though. Don't make me enter menus. Honestly, the point of having this be a continuous shot is completely lost.
Yeah.
Beware of Seithr and those who practice it. Their sorcery is insidious and ever-changing, and so are the souls who master it. The more power they summon, the less they are themselves. Is that how they turn into revenants? Well, that's not how Seithr works, but that's fine. Not a single video game has ever gotten anything right from how Seithr works, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, those masks. Actually, these masks remind me of something. They vaguely remind me of some, like, stylistically of some of the Freyr idols.
Yeah.
Right? It's very loose, but with the, like, long pointy beard and the mustache
Yeah.
and the narrow eyes. It
Yeah, I
reminds
see
me,
it.
reminds me of some of those Frere idols that were found in Sweden. Which would not be a horrible choice, given that, you know, his sister is supposedly the one who taught Odin Saber.
Yeah, it's true.
So, I hear a wolf. There's a puppy. Hello? Did I? Kira, I only know something about women magic with Seither, or is that something other? Sort of. So, Seither is complicated and difficult to deal with, and actually a royal pain in the ass to study.
Yeah.
Because it is definitely coded feminine. Right? As with most magic, it is actually coded feminine, and Snorri says in Haraldssaga Harfara.
Do you think I could carry her now?
No.
I want to go down.
But
I
Let me
said
down.
no.
Let me.
Okay.
I want to go down there though. Well, so be it. In Haraldssaga Harfara, apocryphally,
think
King
carved
Karl
the face in the
Finehair, who
mountain?
is not historical.
You would know better than I.
Thanks.
Now watch your step. Carelessness will only delay us.
Right.
Yeah. It says that he banned all male practitioners of magic, but then also says that he married a witch woman from Finland who
Well, there's
actually
the
was
Black
full of
Breath
rotten
again.
bugs.
What do we do now?
And
We see if the witch was right.
Kinky.
yeah, Snowa is bad,
It's working.
right?
She
It's
was
super not great,
Come,
kinda racist.
let us finish this.
But Raya's like, oh yes, the tricksy Finns performed magic on King Karl Finehair in order to make him fall in love with this witch woman who is actually a demon full of bugs. Super gross. Don't love it. By
Yeah.
the way, thank you to Dude Snack and Redeem of Dark just now for the follows. But we should not be surprised that Hainspringla is extremely interested in ideas of demons and also super gross. Right, just two non-surprising things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Clearly not a super reliable source for most
Path ahead.
for
It's blocked.
magical practice
we
and
climb.
Saver. So, gotta be a bit careful there. Is there an exploding thing on this side? I would love if there's an exploding thing on this side.
That's not it.
Shame. We'll get to it later then. But yeah, other people know way more about this than I do, so I don't want to talk too far out of turn here, because it's not my specialization. But, Sather is
You know,
primarily
Others said the
divination
giants
or
used to
weather
visit the
manipulation.
Midgard mountains before they disappeared.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
And so-
I guess they just up and left one day. No one knows why.
Perhaps they returned to their home.
To Jotunheim? Maybe. I wonder if the face in the mountain was a tribute to some important giant.
Okay. Thank you.
The mouth! We made it!
More black breath.
It's even worse, Kira, than listening to King James, because Haraldssaga Harfara is made in the
That ended.
13th
Matches
century?
the one on the door to Jotunheim and Tyr's temple. The giants did come here.
So it is very, very, very long after the Viking Age, and ideas of Seidr are evolving at that point, some pretty important ways.
Yeah.
So, gotta be
Yeah,
careful there.
Seidr
Where do we go?
it's
The entrance is back
divination,
there.
but it's also
Are
like
you in a
divination
hurry?
through
No, but you
communing
normally
with
are.
the dead
I'm
or
happy
with
to keep
spirits.
exploring.
It's like a type of like communication across the veil,
Exactly.
done through like ritual magic. So like both times we hear about Odin summoning a dead Cirrus, a dead vulva. This is like he's using the Seidr that was presumably taught to him and the other Aesir by
You wanna leave already?
Freya
You just got here.
when she sort of moved in with the Aesir.
Yeah. Presumably.
So it's like sort of necromancy, but like only like the modern idea of necromancy,
Yes.
not the necromantia of the Middle Ages, not the black magic.
Exactly.
Although it is
Though-
coded like evil in this way, and there's a lot of crossover between categories of magic in the Nordic Middle Ages.
The problem is that there's like 3 words and they're all used completely interchangeably.
Yeah, exactly. And you
Right.
get weird specific things like utiseta, where
Yeah.
like this idea of sitting out in
Is
the
that
night air,
a deer?
with the idea
I
of
don't
like
remember
communing with
stories of a
trolls
giant
or
with a deer
spirits
head.
or the undead,
Wonder who he
or
is.
sitting on top of grave mounds, especially after nightfall. These are
Yep.
banned in law codes in Iceland and Norway.
No way across.
And it's
There's
like
a
this.
sandbar.
These ideas are sort of connected with Seidr, talking with spirits or the dead. The idea being to find out, forbidden information, find out about the future. And then there's all kinds of weird stuff.
That
Like
doesn't mean it.
sometimes
Something's
people
missing.
use quote unquote
there's a second
Seidr
light
to like
crystal around
curse things, but sort of not.
Yeah.
It's in the loosest sense. It's like fate magic. So if you're
Maybe the
particularly
riddle
powerful and knowledgeable about Seidr, you could change fate in the sense of like cause, like a storm, a particularly bad storm that sinks a ship, cause a landslide to fall on somebody's farm, make a log, cause somebody to chop their own leg, and it gets infected.
Exactly. Poor Grettir.
Poor Grettir.
Getting hit by exactly that one.
Yeah. Alone and afraid.
Yep.
Afraid of the dark, he dies. Yeah.
So yeah, it is, it is difficult to deal with. The book to read here is Stephen Mitchell's Witchcraft,
Oh,
Witchcraft
that
and
got up
Magic
there?
in the Nordic Middle Ages.
Yeah. That's like the essential.
That is pretty much the book. There are other really good ones that have come out since then, but it is the starting place.
Yeah, it's like the classic starting place, exactly.
And I don't think, pretty much all modern scholarship on witchcraft in Scandinavia is drawing on his book. So,
What does it say?
you
No
know,
yoked beast, nor fearful thrall,
Yeah.
nor rooted tree,
And
nothing
yeah,
no might call.
like Terry, of course, talks about all this stuff. Terry Gunnell.
yeah.
The problem with Terry is he writes a lot, and so you can find a ton of really great articles on various subjects, and they all sort of
Nothing.
blur together and talk about the same things. So you'll kind of have to read like several articles by him to get a gist of. But he's so good with all this material, you get a really good overview.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about like ideas like Utiseta and say the interesting lesser known things like Disarblot, Modranicht, and connections across cultures.
Yep. He writes so much.
He does.
He writes so much. I don't understand how.
don't know.
Anyway, we can come back to say that in a moment because I do have a few more points on it that are, I think, worthwhile. But firstly, this guy.
Yeah, this big deer fellow.
Sure is something. No idea what's going on here, honestly.
It's supposed to be, I forget I think I forget if Atreus said the name. But
No,
it's
he hasn't said anyone yet.
Okay, I think it's at the end of this puzzle. The floor reveals the name or something.
Okay.
But
Good.
see some sort of guardian of Jotunheim in this game, and I think it might be one of the names of the hearts that is nibbling on the world tree, or rather, Yggdrasil.
That would make sense. If it,
Is that
I think
sad?
though, don't it?
Denethor, one of them.
Weird. I don't think that'll work.
Yeah.
One of those names. Alright. Visually,
Must have been important
super
at the time.
interesting, because
It's like they're testing us.
firstly, it is like very very Greek, right? Someone sitting in judgment.
Yeah,
But the
very
the
arbitrary.
stag makes it look an awful
Okay,
lot like
that looks right.
if you replace it with a goat head, it would be far more, but still, either way, still like vague Baphomet vibes. And then the triangular head on that makes it look like Mjolnir, but then the root system also is
Is it the answer?
comparable to
Freedom.
the like
Sure, that
seven,
works.
the 7-branch sword,
Go ahead.
Sure. For us.
right? So there's just so much going on.
What's it doing?
Oh, there's a triangle behind it. It's the Illuminati.
Okay, it's
Oh, thought maybe there'd be a bridge.
Your giants mean to test us further.
okay. So it's not actually attached to that. It's just there's a vein of like tree branch in there. That's good to know. But still, I wonder what new power.
There's a crystal on
Exactly,
that torch
and
on-
also
Should
dear
I light it?
Dude is
That helps,
Cardinals.
right?
Oh yeah.
Like
Guess we
90%
have
of the
to go
time,
down and go up.
Dude is Cardinals.
These passages seem too small for giants. Why do you laugh?
Oh, you're
Oh,
serious.
this line.
I'm always serious.
I forget. Mom always said you never took an interest in history. Giants are just a race, like elves and Holgerfolk. It doesn't mean they're big.
What of the world serpent?
Okay, in that case, giant also means big. There's only one of them.
Okay, fine. We gotta lampshade it.
Yeah.
The fact that Yetnar does not actually mean big until quite late.
Yeah. I like that line.
It does mean big by about the middle of the 14th century.
Yeah, it becomes associated with
It's just that
big boys.
14th century ain't 9th century. Shockingly.
The four stags are Dawin, Dvalin, Dunair, and Durathror. That's right.
Yo.
Took too long to find. Scaled bracers.
We will
of
see.
focus.
We will see what they will name it. Another revenant. Sure. Rolled. Give me light. So I can shoot things. I want the shinies. Wow. I really threaded the needle on that one. There we go. Money and money and more money. Hey, this dude, it's a way to like have your cake and eat it too.
Oh my god, I hated that part.
Well,
It just that they double back on themselves.
oh yeah, and they go, oh yeah, but the Jötnar skeletons are actually
Actually-
gargantuan.
Yeah, they're just laying over them like mountains. Like mountains are pillows for them.
It's fine. It's just Screamir.
It's just
Ig-
all Screamir. They're just all
Ignore the
illusions.
illusionists. It's all Screamir.
It's all Screamir. The astronauts with the gun behind the head. Wait, it's all Screamir? It always was.
Exactly. Okay, I wonder what I'm supposed to do with this puzzle, because I don't even know what I'm aiming for with this one yet.
I think up around one of these ways you'll find the chest or something.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, they have the detail that not all the Jötnar are giant, in the sense that, like, obviously, spoiler person. Are we doing spoilers in this? No. Right?
I think spoilers for the next game count as spoilers.
Well, I mean, for the next game, I know, but I mean, I was just talking about Faye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because Faye is revealed as a Jötun, and obviously that means she was not gigantic, because otherwise Kratos would have been like, why are you so big? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Kratos is an interesting
How'd you know
man
that was there?
of particular tastes.
Exactly. I ain't gonna judge.
I ain't gonna judge. But, he thinks she's a human, so if she was gigantic, he would, not think she's a human.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, that's the actual... Yeah, exactly. There's no proof he wasn't into that. And I wouldn't judge him, you know, we're not king shamers here on
Exactly.
Ludo History Stream. But I think the gist is that, you know, she looks mortal.
But yes, we do
enough that
literally see
Kratos
her
expects nothing.
We do literally see her body.
Exactly, and of course we see her body.
It is notably not enormous.
Obviously, Atreus is a normal-sized boy. But then, yeah, the only Jötnar that we see, except for Faye's corpse and Atreus, who's half Jötun, of course, but still, all of them are really big. Otherwise, the World Serpent. What's his name? The stonemason that they made up.
I don't remember.
We'll get to him. But they just made up a Jötun to have for this area subplot thing.
They needed to name.
He's absolutely enormous.
Incredible.
And then yeah, all the Jötun bodies that bind the Jötun are very large. But then, you know, Angrboda in the next game
Exactly.
is Atreus' size, so...
So it'll just. Yeah. My
because
sense is
my-
that things, right? Actually, it's a super interesting case of when they're trying, or the ways in which they're trying to sort of fit popular imaginations into a more well-researched game, right? Because they need to highlight, oh yeah, you know, the Jötnar aren't huge.
This is a lot of bodies.
But then
Yeah.
also, right, people need Norse giants to be huge, because that's the popular imagination.
Yeah.
Tell me what you see.
And so they make
Well,
them huge
They
anyway.
look like men, not giants.
Correct. Thieves seeking treasure. See the traps?
Oh yeah. Lucky for us, they set them all off.
Don't
Be
say that.
grateful these stay dead.
Don't say that. Don't say that they set them all off.
Yeah, why would you say that?
Come on. We are like 0 for 2 on genre savviness today, Atreus.
The statue! We made it across!
And like, my expectations are so low when it comes
It is
to
Durathor.
Norse media.
Read it.
Sir,
Oh yeah, hell yeah. That even that they reference
Oh,
the fact that not all
this is
Jötnar are
Durathor.
giant is good enough for me.
one of the
Makes
four
me very
stags
happy.
of the world tree. He's supposed to watch the entrance to Jotunheim while the giants sleep.
Is
Isn't
he?
he still there?
I do
Is
not
he, though?
know.
Is he though? Are you sure on that, Atreus? Because I'm awfully sure that that's not a thing. I'm awfully sure that he's just like vibing around munching like the other stags are. They all just hang out and munch.
Yeah, they're just munching.
They aren't doing anything. Mush.
Where to now?
The peak is still our goal. We find a way up.
Fine, fine. Let me go see what else is around here, but that's okay too, I guess. It is fun to play as someone whose goals are so completely different. That's just back where I came from. Right. I knew that.
Boy,
More
Yes, sir.
treasure maps.
I've seen this language before.
Oh, there's actually not treasure map. There's just a random scroll. The serpent cannot be spoken to, but his belligerence towards the Aesir is unmistakable. The destruction of Tyr's temple is infeasible while he remains, however his presence has caused the link of the night to submerge completely. Therefore, the large aim of feathering realm travel is still achieved. The Raven Keeper. There's exactly one person who could be called that.
Yeah.
Instead of the Raven Keeper, you could call him, you know, Fafnir. The Raven God.
Yep.
Or, you know, any one of the other 200 and some odd names.
Yeah, for real.
Stop having so many names. Not exclamation mark Odin. Yes. The entity similar to but legally distinct from Odin.
Legally distinct.
Actually, in this case, not even that.
Nah.
He's just
Wow.
Odin, but ever so slightly
highest
more of a
peak in
jerk
the
than
realms.
Odin actually is.
Think Mom knew this with the Giant's Mountain?
I know, yeah, it's not much.
no. The request has been more complicated than she could have foreseen.
Oh, yawn.
Or not.
It's a name, I think. Raslair. It
Oh.
means terror.
I mean, that's not. It's not quite what that means, but yes. Sure.
What's that? Weird. There's a candle all tangled up with string and some sort of animal hide. Some kind of lantern? No wick, though.
That is of no use to us. The Bifrost lights our way.
No, don't do that. Every
Hey,
time.
what do you think lit these torches? The dead don't need light.
Eyes open.
Excellent question. Who's ready for a boss fight?
Yeah, I wonder why they changed it to Rise Lead
Yeah,
instead of just Rise Low.
exactly. Right, technically it should be like the Terrifying One. Right, instead of just Terror.
Yeah.
Whoa. What
The
is all
Terrifying
this?
One?
Where are we?
Mine. And if this claw reaches the summit, our goal is near.
Oh, good. Chad is in fact memeing
How
on
do we
Not
use-
Odin. Nido, my old emissaire. Nega Odin be like.
Neato.
Looks like something's supposed to roll on these.
Technically, if we're being proper, it's neither.
Neato.
Since there is an F and not a D there.
Well, that's not going anywhere.
Get right.
There's gotta be a way to make that claw work.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. But why do that when we can run around and find spooky seal doors? Hello, spooky seal door.
It's locked magically.
Obviously.
Can you read it?
Yes, sir.
Can I read it?
That's funny.
How so?
One hand wrote, Jotnar only. And another wrote, and also doors. Should we add to it?
No.
Okay, Oh, that's supposed to be Arvains. I see. Arvains, Jotnar, Ochtverkar, Rika.
There's a machine with gears and a
Why
rope
wouldn't
by
they use
that
it, Thor?
torch. What do you think
What?
that's for?
I don't know.
They've done it before.
Yeah. That's weird. I wonder if is that a case where you can actually get back to like
Machinery
old,
here looks
sufficiently
almost
old
dwarven, but the stone
runes? Does it
can't
actually
be
go
here.
back to a T?
You know, I think the giants not only mined
Maybe.
the mountain, but actually lived here.
But Thor was in. Yeah, so
Yeah.
the sound was there at least.
Yeah. I just don't know if
I
I.
can-
The only reason I could think of is that linguistically, instead of being an ever, it at some point was a T.
Maybe.
That's all I got.
As good a guess as any.
Yeah. I didn't think it did that though. I thought that was always a but that's okay.
Mm.
I think
no.
I see how this works. The claw's on one side, and if we get this unstuck,
Still trying to think about how Chrysalia became Chrysalia.
Also a great question.
Because it's like you could
No.
turn verbs
I
into
think the rope's
names
stuck
by
under that
putting
rock.
them in there.
That was careless.
yes,
Uh,
sir. Sorry, sir.
Participle form, you know.
Yeah.
But that's not a verb.
That's not a verb. That's a noun.
Right, and Chrysalia is feminine.
But maybe we can find our way up through there. After, you know,
Exactly.
getting rid of those things.
How? What's my? Ow. Stop. Where's my axe? Ow. Explode you. Explode you. We're done here. I think we're done here. We did open up this path, which is good.
I don't know what we're still doing here.
Shush. I am exploring, boy.
Boy.
Shame. We need more abilities and then come back here again. We can at least rob one chest. Alright, have fun grocery shopping, Magistressa.
One robbery is sufficient for now.
Exactly.
For now.
Hello, what are you doing here?
You had a way around the Black Breath all along.
Now don't go thinking I could have gotten you past it, you big sack of meat. I got ways around most everything, especially up here.
Uh-huh.
Time was, my folk had the run of this
Uh-huh.
joint. Improved the design of the Jotnar traps and built workarounds to boot. Why do you think they're so devious? Oh, that reminds me. Watch out for traps.
Thank you.
Say, you didn't happen to run yourself afoul of a scruffy fella, about yay high, doesn't feel pain,
Yeah.
sounds drunk but probably just slow? Hey, how'd you think I feel about it? If I'd wanted Aesir business, I'd have set up shop outside a brothel. Or a fighting pit. Or a fighting brothel.
Did he say Aesir? Like gods?
No.
Now
He
you're
said
talking.
nothing. He's nothing of the sort.
No. Ain't no gods, Atreus.
No gods here. None at all. Nothing that even vaguely looks like a god, we promise. Let's grab that one, I think. Success, restore health on if we successfully murder multiple people in a row. That seems good.
Yeah, that happens.
And that seems...
There sure is a lot to see here.
That seems better.
Be too careful now.
With that. And now we should look at upgrades. Makes that just way better.
Go scuff that up.
Perfect. Just a little bit of upgrading, right?
What you need.
Oh, I used too much stuff too.
Got something else in mind?
Used too much stuff there. That's alright. Off we go.
Wow. How big is this place?
It is a mountain. Big.
I totally had that shot. I disagree. Fine. I love that, like, we have no reason to actually suspect Odin of being horrible at this point, and we are still, like, able to fearlessly go forth and completely decimate anything and everything that looks like one of his ravens.
I mean, it's not like Kratos needs proof to hate the gods.
Exactly, right? He's just so suspicious, he's like, nope, none of this. Also, I know we have a lot of... Oh yeah, we should look at the sockets here, see what we've got here. Increased damage to... Maybe we'll just do a symbol of nope. Symbol of menace for that vitality boost. And then more upgrades. Make them be... Gain a rage burst, also has a passive effect. Maybe we'll do that. Okay. Upgrades. We've got 12,000 skills, so that's cool. Guess we can just grab all of these, because don't really see a reason to not. The only option would be whether we want to upgrade some of this stuff. I don't remember how to do that. Isn't it on the axe? It is on the axe.
Yeah.
There we go. Laser beams are better.
Nice.
It's all important stuff, right? Because I know this game can get pretty miserable
More
if you
traps.
don't upgrade stuff ever.
There's a tunnel, but you won't fit.
Take it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some fights that, and some like combinations of enemies that you really need to. Of course, they also just increase the level and health and damage and stuff.
Exactly. Walking through here. That's fine, that's fine. Open that up.
You
And
okay?
Of course.
break that, because that's probably useful to do. Take you, because turns out you're not dead. He's got 2 axes.
Think you can move it? Looks kind of heavy.
I can move it.
Atreus, you'd think you'd have learned by this time. Don't say that.
He literally moved a whole temple, man.
We moved a whole ass temple. I think he still has no idea of how strong his dad actually is. Either that or he's, like, trolling us. Both are options. Also, who the heck are you? Why is there a, like, Star Wars character?
One of these Brock monster things. One of the... Maybe.
Maybe?
What happened to him?
It died.
Just basically a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one looks like it's 1 bigger and 2 has tusks.
Yeah.
Random fantasy monster.
It moves! And we're stuck. The card's still attached to
I
it.
see that.
Let's go!
Okay, are we just gonna, like, ram this into the thing and hope that it opens? Like, what's our
That's it.
play here? What? Actually, what is our play? Okay, there we go. Light. And we'll open up that. Open up that on this side. Another light. Oh, there's so much stuff here. So many different paths to explore. Well, that feels like it's the way I'm supposed to go. I disagree. Kira, that's a great question.
That is a good
It is
point.
not all clear why any of this is still standing. Apart from, he wants it. We want it to be.
Yeah, you know, you think you're a brutal, vicious Viking warrior capable of walking back from the shores of hell, and then Kratos just fucking beats you up and tears you in
Where to
half.
now?
I know, it's so unlucky. Although if these guys could, you know, not come back from hell, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, right?
That would honestly be very chill though.
Yeah.
Look at all this old stuff.
If it is not useful, leave it alone.
Okay. But what if we didn't do that though? I feel like Kratos doesn't like that answer from me, the player.
No.
Hooray, more things.
Getting them sweet blues.
I know, we got those shinies. I gotta go find them. But well, we are close to a boss fight. And then after the boss fight, I think the next thing
Look,
is...
another lantern.
Broken. Leave it.
What could they be for? There's something special about them. I can feel it.
Right, because...
Trey is trying to puzzle out past cultural artifacts.
Hey, he's better archaeologist than we are.
Yeah, I know. Kratos just like, I don't give a shit. Let me pull on this chain.
We know what this one mechanism does, and that is plenty enough to know what needs to happen.
Yep.
Just open this door up. It is now open because it stays perfectly in place. And here we go. More progress. I forgot how long the section before the boss fight here was. No. Kratos, don't get too excited.
I think it's up ahead.
There's more shinies here. I love this chest too. This chest is a bit nonsense, but I love it. Like, look at how fancy this is. Completely unnecessary, absurdly fashionable.
Well, that looks heavy. No way. You did it! I bet we can make the rope wheel work now. Might give us the way to the top.
Oh, that just took us back to here? Okay. Well, we take those.
No, I mean, guys, hell, the concept of hell is from the Germanic word hell, helle, and hell with one L in Old Norse Icelandic. It's like an underworld. And I'm pretty sure in Old English it has something to do with like hidden.
Yeah, it's all, in all Germanic languages, Helios is a hidden place.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another...
So it's not just coincidence. And also, I don't know what you're talking about with like a Jewish version of hell.
for the Christian hell.
Christian, sure.
Right, for
Barry was talking
Christian
about how
hell
the
being
Jewish
from
version.
Shell.
Is that true?
Not sure. Definitely strikes me as...
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
It's also strange because Judaism has no concept of afterlife, so...
Chris, please stand up. I need you to be shooting him. And then summoning a puppet.
Or at least there's no hell, at least.
Oh, come on. We're just gonna punch him a bunch, because that's the thing we can do.
Stefan, it's the same in the Germanic languages, it's just spelled differently, but it's the same. Hell with one L is the Icelandic and West Germanic kind of version. But for instance, Old English has hell with two L's.
Yeah. What is it? Hail in Old English?
I think it's just literally hell.
Is it just hell of... Maybe, yeah.
Alright, Wiktionary.
Oh, this guy's name is Ironfoot while we are googling other things. I'm not sure where, you know, the whole... what that has to do with him being icy. But,
Yeah, in Old English, it's literally just hell with 2 L's.
Back to
Alright.
the wheel.
you'll love to see it.
You gotta love it.
Oh, good. We got Leviathan. A Leviathan axe upgrade off of that.
That's so weird. You'd expect hella in Old English, but it's actually hella in Middle English
Yeah.
with the E. Yeah, from Proto-Germanic halio or helio, concealed place, never known.
Working!
Awesome. So there, we just finished one boss fight, so who's ready for another boss fight?
We got the glove out. It fits. That's perfect.
Okay.
Hey, wait for us.
Yeah, probably Kira.
Question is, how do I lock this thing in place? Do I just stick it right there? I do just
That
stick it right
should've
there.
worked.
Perfect. So who's ready for boss fight to go into boss fight?
Double boss fight.
Because we just fought Jarlsvorter,
Here we go.
and we should have a dragon awfully soon
Do
here.
you think this goes all the way to the top?
We will see soon enough.
We...
Something feels strange up there. We're heading into danger.
Do not concern yourself with what might be. Focus on what is, and be vigilant.
Yes, sir.
And what is Dargan. Who's ready?
Durg.
Not the top, but we're closer.
We're a lot closer.
Wait! That one's not broken! There's a note. A giant's prayer. They're asking their ancestors to watch over them. To guide them home.
Boy,
Wait. I think I know how it works.
More there. Hey, look. This very not Norse cultural tradition. Lanterns
Watch.
go. Wee. Huh. Come on, ruin the moment.
you're right.
I asked them to watch over Mother. Do you think they'll watch over us on the way to the top?
Come on.
Come, boy. It is a long way up.
Ah. Letting us have moments. Come on.
I know, right?
Imagine
You're
that.
slipping, Kratos.
Stay
You're
back.
slipping.
The tunnel, boy.
Got it. Be careful.
Just like be good. There's just a
More
tiny
tests.
puzzle. Not even hard. Give you a heal stone just in case. Okay, now you're cheating.
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
That is not helping.
See you on the other side.
What? Who shot at me? I didn't even see you over there. Go away. And now we go. Now. Hey, look. I think let's put this away. And now let's put it away. Let's grab the shinies. Yeah, I mean, for this dude, you are exactly right to say, hey, these look like Dwemer traps, right? I think the Elder Scrolls is exactly the right point of comparison.
Another mining room. It may not be as long a way up as we thought.
Because, right, the idea of ingenuity and metalworking and the ability to make beautiful things is primarily beautiful
How do we make
things
it
as
go?
much as practical
Maybe
things.
we're too heavy?
Turning into incessant love of industry, turning into incessant love of mechanisms.
Yeah.
Right, that's all.
And then it just combines with steampunk.
Yeah.
That did it!
And it's also very much
Or not.
Elder
We're still
Scrolls.
too heavy.
Yeah.
Right, that
Alright.
makes an
moving
awful lot of sense to me as a point of comparison.
When we
And
get to the
since
summit,
Skyrim
how
in
far do you think
particular
we'll be
is
able to
so
see?
Norse
the
inspired,
lake?
that
The
God
world
of War,
serpent? Our house?
We
Draws-
will see when we get there. Until then, eyes open.
Yeah, it's
right? God of War draws on Skyrim, despite being way more explicitly Norse than.
Atreus,
I'm fine. Just lost my balance for a moment. You know, for someone so strong, you sure worry a lot.
it
Hey.
serves me well, and how I keep us alive.
I guess. Not a terribly fun way to live, though.
I don't think. By the way, you want Lord of the Rings references? It's just cause I do.
yeah, for sure.
Right, that could not be more explicit if you tried.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean it's Skyrim is just so interesting. It's like done to death kind of in terms of like game studies and things, of course, but that's just because it's so important.
Yeah.
It was like one of these first games to be really, really heavily Norse inspired. And
Certainly
like
the highest budget.
yeah, and the highest budget like at that time for sure, and from a beloved RPG company or series rather. Formerly. But it's also it was just so influential that like everything that comes after it kind of can't help but be influenced by it to a degree.
Exactly.
And I mean, you can't. It's not like there's, it's still really epic lore, really interesting history. Of course, the Elder Scrolls is a fascinating,
How was that
gigantic
for fun?
fantasy
I get
universe.
it. I should worry more. Is this where we get off?
No,
I'm doing some work
we
on
are
it now.
stuck.
And I'm like reading, wiki entries and things,
Yeah.
and it goes on. It's very deep and very all over the place.
Agreed.
How much farther do we have to go?
I do not know.
Think we'll get
There's-
attacked again?
Definitely.
Oh boy.
Yes. Now be ready.
Now then. I think it's time for more fights. Because apparently that's like most of what we're doing here. We have a blazer beam. Oh gosh.
Yeah, and Escudo, also the Altmer, the high. Peter, it could have painted itself. The first troll that we encountered does actually talk.
Yeah. They are sentient. They're just not... Well... Just not talkative.
Yeah.
Well, that won't help. And we're also stuck
Stuck
again.
again.
I know.
And also, why don't we take these stairs up? Because, I mean, I know if we go up there, we have to, like, do a crossover franchise and
Shouldn't
fight
we
a
get
Balrog.
moving? They could be back any moment.
Yeah, yeah,
Come
for
on.
sure. Look at that.
It's so obvious. I mean, it's almost lovable how obvious it is. There's nothing...
Reception is a hell of a drug.
Reception is one hell
I
of a
think we're
drug.
safe now.
It would seem.
I don't think so. You had to say that.
Father, after we scatter Mother's ashes, what then? What comes next?
Nothing comes next. We go home.
That's it? The adventure is over?
Well, yeah.
For now. But we will have much to do. You were right earlier on the boat after cutting down the last tree. You said it felt like something had changed. And it has. And our home is no longer safe. But it will be again. And we must continue your trading.
Okay.
But first, we need to fight ourselves.
We're almost at the summit. Nothing's
No,
gonna
don't say
stop
that.
us.
We have to fight a dragon.
Calm yourself, boy, and stay behind me.
Yes, sir!
Yeah, it's fine. Just a
I
dragon.
love this song so much.
No, I disagree. I totally rolled out the way. That's alright.
Wow.
That's bad. His wings aren't very big. That's something at least.
What are you doing?
Be ready.
Come on, are we gonna ride it? Come on, ride the dragon. I believe.
Is that an Elden Ring reference? The dragon shoots lightning?
Dark Souls did it first.
Dark Souls.
Actually, Dark Souls had like the anti-light. Like they hated.
Yeah, exactly.
That was intense.
Oh man, the
Oh.
memes when that trailer came out and the dragon is shooting lightning.
Yup.
We're just like,
Whoa,
oh,
what was that?
that's not how it's supposed to work.
The hunter has become the hunted.
Exactly.
That looks like a root of the Yggdrasil
Shall
tree.
become the hunted.
Is that its sap?
Crystallized sap. And there is power inside.
Boom.
Incredible! I
Now,
can't believe we
calling
fought a
saying the
dragon.
Yggdrasil tree
I was
seems
aiming
a
for
bit
his eyes, but I kept losing my
tautological.
footing. Do you think this is their home? Did they move in after the giants
Yeah,
left?
right.
Or are they why the giants left?
Boy, the air grows thin here. No more questions. Breathe.
Oh, yes. I see.
No. What is this? Sindri.
Do you hear that? Sounds like someone screaming.
Sindri. Come on. Let's not. I don't want to bail you out.
Wait, boy.
It's Sindri. Can you kill something that big?
Oh, probably.
If we can catch it off balance.
I can distract him.
Careful.
What are you doing?
We have to help him.
You break right. Find an angle. Wait for my mark.
Thank you.
Character development from Kratos.
Over here!
Let's go.
You okay?
I don't think we ever learned what happened to this dragon. Why its wings are all fucked up.
Yeah, so that's a great question. We are missing our best weaponry for the job, though. Let's go. I believe. Look at us go.
Kratos, get out of there. You're not a dentist.
Yeah, this dragon's having some trouble. I want to be knocked out, I think. Ow. Ah, come on, I almost did the thing. Oh, I did get it. Incredible. Hey, ugly.
On the other side of his head.
Yep. Big ugly wound. Yep. Got it. Wow. Throw that into my own face, so that was not great.
Oof.
Ah, we're fine. That wasn't a
Wait,
lot
that
of
didn't even
damage.
do that much damage. That was weird, yeah.
That looked bad, but it didn't turn out that much. Not really sure what to do about that hit to make that.
I think just jump. Classic.
Oh, I can just block them. Okay. It helpfully gave me a tutorial right up the front. We'll grab that again. And we'll just repeat this. Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
Good, we've now got 2 ruined faces. Oh, don't have that up yet. Okay. Shame. We're not in actually a lot of danger here, but it is a great, not a hard fight, but it is a cool one.
Yeah.
I disagree, I blocked that. Now that being said, I'm sure there's still plenty of time for them to completely ruin the day. Get over here, grab this. There's one. There's 2. Wow. And there's a face.
Nice.
They do love the set pieces, yes.
Yeah.
Boy, are you okay?
Yeah!
I have a plan. Be ready to lower the crane on my mark.
I don't know how this thing works!
I do not care. Be ready.
Oh yeah, you can't just block it. Weird how little damage that does.
Give me another one of these. Sorry, what was that?
Me?
Yeah.
I just said it's weird how little damage those claw attacks do.
I think it's mostly just that I actually, you know, remember to upgrade my weaponry.
Ah, okay.
Like, if I actually have decently upgraded weapons and armor,
This is so cool.
so it's like it's not. We may have overcompensated its difficulty type. Just also, this
Maybe,
thing's gonna go through. Flawless. Poor dragon.
Wow, we actually did it. And you!
But nobody's killed a dragon for hundreds of years. Not
Yeah?
since the grand culling of the worms. And unless I'm
Uh-huh.
mistaken, you did all that for me.
You are mistaken. Dragon was simply in our path. Nothing more.
You deny it all you want, but you saved me, and that deserves compensation.
See, that's how to get our attention here.
What are these?
Braided mistletoe arrows, straighter than Heimdall and perfectly weighted.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Why are they?
thanks?
Oh. Okay. Hold on. Ooh, not that.
No.
Have you seen my brother again?
Yeah, he said you lost your talent.
Oh, and that I'm selfish? No, I'm sure. That I value a weapon's look? No. Over its purpose? That I'm pretentious? No. And uptight? Fussy? I know what he thinks, but he can't hurt me any. Ah! Burn that.
I do not have time for this.
No. No. Wait.
Uh-huh.
I have a better idea.
What?
What?
I just need a tooth from that dragon.
Fine. Yoink.
Watch where you grab that. Oh, never mind. Oh, so unclean. Oh, so unclean.
Yeah.
Oh, the smell.
Sindri.
Perfect. That should do. Oh. Yeah. I am not touching that. Just hold it out.
Okay. And
Dust.
Now, run that along the string of your son's bow. Just humor me.
it makes it electrical.
Atreus, your bow.
Also, don't carry a bow like that.
2 passes should do it.
Up and then back
Ah,
down.
gently, now.
Now sparkle. Shock arrows. Hooray.
Whoa.
Oh, sure. Now you're impressed.
Well, yeah.
How do I explain this? Oh, I see. You figured it out on your own then. Just, never mind. I wasn't just explaining the beautiful and complex artistry of my craft or anything.
No, of course not.
Just anything to help you. Yep.
Yep.
I can do whatever you need.
Okay, we have upgrades to do. Leviathan axe. Upgrade.
Can I just say, it's a sad day for your enemies.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Talon
my
bow.
young man? When you shoot these, they'll say,
Upgrade that.
Sindri.
Can I upgrade that again? Got the power? I need more cash. Sad.
What did we miss?
Okay.
Now don't be a stranger.
How's the axe looking? The axe is looking good. Ooh, redeemed a compliment from Raptorus. I mostly like how they did this dragon. Even though its name is kind of nonsense, right?
Yeah.
Chrysler is a very strange form of the word for, like, fear. But, as far as the design goes, right, not only does it look cool, but it's also reasonably grounded in the source material. Because for the most part, dragons are described as just overgrown snakes, right? And so, the first time we see this, right, obviously it's got very draconic feet, but the first time we see this, it's really moving very serpentine. It's moving very snake-like, as it just kind of runs around in the caves. And you can see it's got those, like, vestigial, screwed-up wings, where something bad happened to it. And so as a result, it ends up kind of having that flightlessness that we expect kind of classically from the big Norse dragons. But since it has wings, it still leaves the door open for future dragons to be able to fly, a thing that is also extremely well attested with, say, you know, Nidhögr, or a whole bunch of dragons in late sagas.
Yeah.
Wait, no, yes, come in.
So,
It will use the word Flugdrecker to specify flying dragon
usually.
in these later sagas. Usually, not always, but usually.
Where were you even carrying those? Good. Also, remember to breathe.
Okay,
And for you,
we'll upgrade that.
aim carefully.
Okay. There we go.
And
We
back
have
to you.
now invested in Atreus' bow a lot. We've also invested quite well in a bunch of these. Interesting. Alright, I'm able to just hold this and just, like, go chain them. Totally forgot I was doing that. Totally forgot that was a thing. But we just unlocked a crap ton of skills from him. Holy moly. Wait, that was actually enormous. We're just gonna see how much of these we can do. Shock arrows do more shock, obviously. Perfect. Nailed it. There was also a redemption of a Marginalia moment that I completely missed. Thank you, Raptorus, for pointing that out to us, because it got buried somewhere. It did, 6 minutes ago. So at least we didn't miss it by much. So, chat, you know what time it is. 3, 2, 1, a Marginalia moment has begun. Spam those emotes.
Woo!
Woohoo! Look at them go. Remember, chat, all of our emotes, every follower gets access to 5 of them. Subscribers get access to a whole lot more, animated and non-animated, and they are all actual Marginalia from across the Middle Ages. And one of the things that very often appears in those Marginalia is dragons. Sometimes very inappropriately shaped dragons, but we conveniently edit those so Twitch doesn't demonetize us. Thank you all, chat, for the spam. This has been a Marginalia moment.
Feels like it wasn't that long ago
Nice.
we were hunting deer. Now we fought dark elves, and trolls, and ogres, and a dragon. I feel like we could be anything now.
We win because we are determined, disciplined, not because we feel ourselves superior.
Sure, I know. It's just, it feels good to be strong, you know?
Yes, I know.
Character growth.
Yeah.
Yes. Punch. You are healing. Come on. Well, that was exciting.
There we go. Want me to shatter it? Oh, I'll move like this. Strange though. That one didn't completely blow up.
Oh, it's
That
notably
crystal,
still not
I shot
completely.
it once, but it's glowing again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Valkyries are a sharp increase in difficulty. It's
Ah.
good fun.
I'm looking forward to when we get a Valkyrie fight. It's going to be very painful, and we are going to die a lot, but it'll also be good fun.
Having the controller will help for the reliable parries, for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm not
And
that
of
good
course,
at those
just
anyway, but that's okay.
come on, man. You gotta channel that Dark Souls.
I know, but the buttons are slightly different. And besides,
Yeah.
the problem is, right, I'm at the stage of good at Dark Souls in which parrying stops being good, because you'd rather just dodge it.
Just dodge them or just ultra great sword them. Just stop them from existing.
Come on. What is this? There we go. Shit. Death. Nailed it. I heard him go punch a Valkyrie. Oh boy. What's the soonest we can actually access the Valkyries?
After the stonemason.
Okay. So
You
not
get
for
the
a
the
hot
chunk
second
of-
yet.
Yeah, no, it's gonna take a while. And I think it's after Magni and Modi, actually, when you get the chisel.
Okay. It's not for a long second yet. Huh. Don't have a good way to bust these. I'll have to find something to bust that open because I see lore behind it. There's nothing we like more than lore. Oh good, there's one right there. Nice work, Atreus. Look at him go. That was an interesting animation.
yeah.
Maybe we can just make sure this guy gets flung off a cliff this time. Goodbye.
No.
No such luck.
look! There's a bridge. But how do we get to it?
By throwing this in a completely unrelated spot. Trust me. It'll work.
We gotta find a way to lower that bridge. That has to be the way out of here.
Hey, a triptych.
More
Look
lore.
here. Another.
This lore
This one's
talks
called
about...
Mother tried to tell me this one, but I think I was too young.
yeah.
Are giants coming out of his armpits?
Yes. Also his feet, don't worry about
I
it.
think that might be Odin stabbing him.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
What's that?
No. Arvar. Jorth Fanek Phonic Migi. Or Aie, sorry. Ymir. Bygdi.
Okay.
Bygdi, nah. Whatever. It doesn't necessarily particularly matter, because luckily this story is very easily identifiable. This is the...
Wait.
I mean, he's
Oh,
not
it's
even...
Aurvar Alda.
Oh, yeah.
Aurvar Alda. Er.
Yeah. It
Ymir
was
Big
long ago when the Earth did not yet exist, basically, right?
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's
Right, it's
almost
Phonic
direct.
Ae, so... Ymir dwelt in... I mean, I would... Usually would say, right... What is that? It does... I don't know what that last word is.
Jorðfannst eigi. Uphimin.
Oh, that is Uphimin, isn't it? Okay. So, dwelt in the void. Technically in heaven, but,
Heaven is in
dubious.
the sky vault, sort of.
Yeah.
Very, very high in
Also-
the sky, which is
so-
like a neutral realm in Norse.
Also
Mythology.
dubious, but,
Yeah,
you know.
dubious.
Gampvergununga, because that's just as identifiable as a word.
Yeah.
Anyway, he existed, born out of the sparks coming out of Muspelheim, and the mist coming out of Niflheim. And then his armpits gave birth to Jötnar, and then his feet had sex with each other and gave birth to Jötnar while he was taking a nap. And it's all very weird. Even by the
Very
standards of Norse, this is weird.
Yeah.
And then for some reason we have Yggdrasil here. Who are these? That's Duergr. Okay, so the Dvergar there. And
Yeah.
let me go into photo mode because I can get closer to it that way. UNG Unlucky? Not sure what that is. And then
Which one are you reading?
the
Sorry.
center one. Looks
Oh,
like it's
oh.
U.
God, that's hard to read. Yeah, U N G thing.
Leiki. Right, Ungleki.
Unlikey, yeah,
And then-
something like
And then Mavkr for the small one. Is this
Yeah,
is that wait, that's just maggot.
Is it?
I think the first one is just maggot.
Maðkur?
So that may just be the evolution of the dwarf, or the dwarves bringing like maggots,
Oh,
taken very
yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Because
okay,
of course the order of the scenes is actually this one, then this one, then this one.
Yeah, okay, it's like a evolution thing. Okay.
So this is Ymir getting murdered at because one of Ymir's kids. Ymir feeds off of the milk from Oidhamla. Oidhamla licks the ice until Buri is revealed. Buri marries a Jota named Bestla, and then gives birth to Bor, who then has 3 sons: Vie, Vili, and Odin.
Actually, I think
Or is it-
Birdie just
Or is
doesn't. He just gives birth either
Does he-
asexually or with an unnamed.
Okay, is
Yeah,
Bestla
Bor.
one gen Bor's?
And then it's Bor and Besla.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
I'm pretty sure.
That sounds right. Anyway, Odin then murders Ymir with Vili and Vie, And then from all of that, they shape the world. Don't really know how they're doing this world
Okay.
shaping.
It's mostly just the killing part that's being depicted.
Yeah. But they've got all these like concentric rings of stuff. Wait, that
Which
just says
later-
Ymir. Wait, that's just saying Ymir, 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 Ymir. Ymir, Ymir.
Yeah.
Ymir, Ymir, Ymir.
Mimir. Mimir. Hey, have you heard the good news?
Ymir?
Yeah, later, Head on a Belt goes ahead and tells about, very angrily, about how Ymir was really the creator of the world and the races.
Well,
And then, like, the shaping part is, like, part of Odin's propaganda
now,
and revisionism campaign.
hold up a minute. What if no?
Got it. Oh, guess not. Now it's stuck on the other side.
Right, generally speaking, I do like just how much of a jerk they make Odin, but that's one place where it's like, no. You can't say the guy who is dead is actually responsible for creation when all he did was supply the parts.
Yeah, I mean, in this, it's like Ymir did create. At least he gave birth to all the races or something. And so, like, Mimir kind of attributes him as like a creating figure, which he is. He's like a source progenitor figure. And then, like, his murder by Odin and his brothers is like, he's like unequivocally bad, according to Mimir.
Okay.
Mimir is he's very heated when he tells this story.
Okay. Sure. Why not? We'll see how they do it.
But then, yeah, I think they do kind of change the details so that this process also, like, gave birth to the worlds. Somehow he shaped the world or something. And so Odin just attributed them to himself after he murdered him.
Alright.
So they're just cranking up his dickishness to 11.
They sure are. They sure are. By the way, this dude has the most important information. My name is Cow. And from me there flow all the rivers down below. And though my tongue do pay the price, now I stand here. I lick the ice.
Look here.
With humble
I was
question
wondering
mark
about
species.
this.
Wow.
The same bread
Beautiful.
lick does exist in Old Norse, by the way. The person who made it wrote it so it worked in both Old Norse and Modern English, which is great.
Oh, nice.
What? Hold up. Here fell Nerthus of the Vanir, slain by
Yeah.
Magni and Modi, sons of Thor. The Jötnar bear witness to the cruelty of this long war. Neither Aesir nor Vanir might triumph, it is foreseen. But what may be left of Midgardr before they lay down arms? The giants went to peace. No wonder they like Tyr so much. Tyr is the worst choice for this.
Yeah,
and
Tyr,
second,
you know?
Nerthus. Well, I wasn't expecting to have to talk about this bit of historiography.
Yeah.
This,
It's getting colder. We must be near the top.
I don't know, this year, this playthrough,
This year.
this something. So Nerthus is proposed by Jakob Grimm as being a reading found in Tacitus's Germania. The manuscripts are unclear. But the argument is basically, hey look, someone punished us for our grave robbing. Basically, Tacitus says in his Germania, a extremely first century text that is a polemic against the wimpiness of Rome, according to Tacitus.
It's a very early noble heathen, noble
It
savage
is.
narrative.
It is not a good book. It has some issues. But he says, oh yes, they have this worship of a right? In Germania, they take this god, or sorry, this goddess, Nerthus, according to Jakob Grimm, and they carry her around in a cart, and this is some kind of ritual. And there's been a lot of scholarly debate as to whether this is a real thing. Right? Because on the one hand, there are lots and lots of carts found in Scandinavia, including, say, in the Oseberg area. And
Yeah.
these carts do look like they were religiously significant. On the other hand, as Jakob Grimm noted, Nerthus is cognate to Njörður. Right, that's kind of like the only choice available in later Old Norse. So, if that's Njörður, then we've got an issue of went from being a land goddess to a sea god. And that's an issue. But one manuscript past this says instead Hertha, which would be the earth. Which makes a heck of a lot more
Atreus,
sense to
follow
me.
me.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, it does.
Makes a lot more sense. Rudy
I think
Simek
that-
has written on this, but he seems to have landed back on the side of no, it's Nerthus again. And I disagree.
Because, I mean, CMAC doesn't believe in the Vanir, so there's also that.
Simek, I don't think believes half the things he says.
True.
He has published so much, I don't think he has argued every position of everything available.
He's so funny. I love him. I mean, you know, in the way one loves a strange German
An extremely strange elderly German man.
anthropologist.
Yes.
For instance, I was just so tickled when he stood up at the kind of like after meeting of the Saga conference,
Uh-huh.
and we tried to bring him a microphone so like everyone could hear him, and he's just like, "No, I can yell," and just started like yelling in a thick German accent to
It was-
enunciate to an entire hall of scholars.
It was very silly. There was no reason to do that.
It was the reason was Rudy Simek.
Uh-huh. Okay, now where's this third thing? I want it.
I'm gonna pull up Nerthus in Dictionary of Northern Mythology and see what he says.
Awesome. In the meantime, what's the beef with Grimm? Jakob Grimm engaged very heavily in a project of romantic nationalism. And to that end, is specifically a pan-Germanic nationalism. That says, hey, guess what? Everything is part of the same grand German mythology. And that's the name of his book, actually. Deutsche Mythology.
Yeah.
So, subtle? No.
Ooh, we got a spicy take. This is perfect.
Oh boy. Just on time.
Yeah.
So,
Up there. See it?
well, Jakob Grimm definitely, I think, you know... Okay, so that doesn't actually go farther. Ew.
I mean, philologically and linguistically speaking, he was extremely influential and extremely important. Like, his
Yeah.
research was pretty legit.
Yeah,
It's just more sketchy when you get to, like, the history of religion and this, pan-Germanism that Adam was touching on before.
yeah, the thing is, right, a lot of people haven't really seriously pushed back on Grimm. Right, there was like it was like almost a century before anyone really, like, remembered that he could be wrong about stuff. Because he's writing very early, right? I mean, he's writing in the early 19th century. And it takes a very long time, basically to, like, what, Vigfusson? That people are start going like, wait, he's not right about XYZ things. And as a result, there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't actually think is right, but that has not seriously been looked at using modern like research and methods. Last year was in the triptych room. Awesome,
Yeah.
helpful Peter, thank you.
You mean Deutsche mythology specifically?
Yeah, I mean Deutsche mythology specifically. His anthropological work of like what he and his brother did, to gather and preserve folktales across Bavaria. Right, super cool work. But right, he has such great takes as Loki as a fire god because Loki looks like Logi. And clearly the one case where Loki and Logi meet is not just a pun on the fact that they sound similar, but is instead a deep-seated reference to the inherent truth behind Loki.
Not long now, Mom.
It's not great. Not the strongest scholarship in the world, I'll be honest. But there still is plenty,
Look! The summit! We're so close
plenty
now.
to like about Jakob Brun's work.
Yeah.
And at least he was...
Your quiver.
Strap broke when we fought the dragon. It's alright. I can hold it.
Stop.
He was at least, before the age in which people were broadly, all the time, actively using it for problems.
Broken quiver will slow your draw. Pain
Right.
we endure. Faulty weaponry we do not. This will do for now.
So, he
Good.
predates enough of it that it's okay.
Good.
Go.
Anyway,
Steady, boy.
that doesn't
Mind
feel
your
like it was a
footing.
very spicy take. That feels like
didn't
it
feel-
was not cold. Unlike Loki as a fire god, that is ice cold.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the problem with Grimm isn't so much the problem with Grimm is the problem of people who interpreted Grimm a bit later in the century, in the 19th century. Because like we were saying, his folktale collection, that's cool. That's just great material he's preserved for posterity and for the enjoyment and terror of children everywhere. At least if you get the unedited versions of those folktales, not the Disney versions. And his linguistic work is pretty much, I mean, it was, I'm not a linguist, but I know a lot of that stuff is pretty rock solid, and it's kind of just part of the stepping stone.
I mean,
for sort of,
he literally developed the field of Germanic philology, right?
yeah, exactly.
He
Like,
is single-handedly responsible for one of the most important sound changes that allowed us to do comparative linguistics in Germanic languages.
Yeah, I mean, it's called Grimm's Law, and nobody's gonna argue against the validity of the process that he analyzed and extensively cataloged with historical Germanic linguistics. But yeah, I mean, it's really, like Adam was saying, it's about his like mythological work in like Deutsche mythology, which is, was colored by the, pan-Germanism, the pre-unification, or the questions of the unified Germany and the borders, the Schleswig-Holstein question, these kinds of issues at the time. But then, of course, later on, his and also
You hear those voices too, right?
Yes.
what's his name?
silent.
Herder's.
Yes.
I'm butchering the German, but is it Johann Herder?
I think so,
That sounds
yeah.
like the same man who came to our house.
Him and
You said you
Grimm,
killed him.
the Grimms were pretty much the
Brought
ones.
company this time.
Should I wait until this cutscene?
No, it's alright. Finish up this before the cutscene.
Okay.
They're just talking.
Basically,
Still tripping over yourselves
these were the guys who kind of came up with the idea of people being shaped by their environments, and this is where you get the whole like, like the Nordic people are so strong and beautiful because they're shaped by the austere northern climates, of like Scandinavia, and it's made them stronger and more beautiful and more pure because nature is more pure up there. And the idea of the folk as being connected with nature, and also inherently the foundation of the nation state is found in this combination of people and their environment, and like being obsessed with the past and keeping alive or reviving the traditions of this like past ancient folk. And this, of course, led to the central goals of the National Socialist Party later. But there were all kinds of folkish movements before then that were sort of picking up what he was sort of putting down without realizing the consequences of that kind of thinking. But who could foresee the fucking Holocaust? So before something like that happened. So
Right. Yeah, it's difficult to talk about because, right, they are foundational to the Volkish movement. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're responsible for the ways in which the movement evolved in the century after them. Though, they were also drawing on plenty of pseudoscience themselves.
yeah,
Right.
I mean, this was like the age of nationalisms, where before nationalism was totally useless and outdated, and it was part of the nation-building
the
project.
very topic
people
of
were trying to
conversation.
define borders and
A tattooed man traveling with a child.
figure out what made them special and blah blah blah. But of course, it didn't take long for it to become shit, but
Yeah.
it served a purpose.
Yep, it's a whole mess, and sadly, it's a whole mess that I think the spicy take out of here is that, and it's not all that spicy, let's be honest, is that the field has broadly been perfectly happy to sweep that legacy under the rug and not engage with it, and that is a big problem.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like lukewarm at best, but I'm afraid that's the spiciest we can get with that. Because that is still somehow controversial or too spicy for some people in the field.
We'll
I
check
know,
the
right?
path. Make sure we're all alone.
But we just saw them
Pathetic.
leave.
Do as I say.
Now,
It's like
cutscene.
chicken
know
tikka
what you
masala
are.
level of spice, not very
I
spicy.
would keep it
Exactly.
that way. Who are you?
Me? I'm the greatest ambassador to the gods,
All right.
the giants, and all the creatures of the Nine Realms. I know every corner of these lands, every language spoken, every war waged,
right.
every deal struck. They call me Mimir, smartest man alive.
You put the
And
emphasis
I
on
have
the wrong
answer to
syllable
your
there.
every question.
Why does the son of Odin hunt us?
Okay, there are a few gaps in my knowledge. But Odin's had me imprisoned here for 109 winters. I'm a clever lad. I can piece it together. Promise. Just given time.
Nobody there, just like I said.
Uh-huh.
The boy's mother is dead. She wished her...
She wanted us to spread her ashes on the highest peak in all the realms.
Uh-huh.
Oh, then you've come to the wrong place, little brother. The highest peak in all the realms is not here in Midgard. It's in Jotunheim,
Uh-huh.
realm of the giants.
No!
That could not be what she meant.
Take a look.
Spooky.
This is the last known bridge to Jotunheim in all the realms. See that mountain? Looks like a giant's finger scraping the sky. That's the highest peak in all the realms. No here.
Can't we just take that bridge? We have a Bifrost.
When the giants destroyed all other bridges to their realm, they locked this one up with a secret rune. If it still exists, only a giant would know it.
And all of them left Midgard a long time ago.
True. But today, the winds of fate have kicked up a strange vortex of coincidence. Fact is, there's only one person alive who can get you where you need to go. And luckily for you, my schedule's wide open.
We're going to Jotunheim, right?
It's your best and only move from a tactical standpoint. It's the one place the man who cannot be killed won't follow you.
Uh-huh.
What do we do?
Yes!
First, you need to cut off my head.
Wait, what?
Odin made sure no weapon, not even Thor's hammer, could free my body from these bonds. But fortunately, you don't need my body. The trick is, we need to find someone who can reanimate my head using the old magic.
Old magic. There's a witch of the woods. She knows the old ways.
And she'll help. She might do worth a try.
But if she fails, he will be dead.
He tortures me, you know. Every day, brother.
Uh-huh.
Odin himself sees to it personally, and believe me,
Uh-huh. Why
there
is
is no end to his
why has
creativity.
Mimir been hit with a Prometheus treatment?
Every single day.
With a what?
The
This-
Prometheus treatment.
Oh yeah, I don't
This
know.
isn't living.
It's very strange, right?
It is very strange.
Very well.
Oh, I can't watch this.
Brother, in case he can't resurrect me, there's something you need to know. Boy, the longer you wait to tell him his true nature, the more damage you do. He will resent you, and you may lose him forever.
There is much about me I would not have him know.
So you value your privacy more than your son, eh?
I'm going to cut off your head now.
Good enough.
Right. Alright then. We've got a lot to talk about because Mimir.
Mimir.
So, they seem to be using Ynglinga Saga as a source
Yuna!
here.
We're going to Yuna. We're going to find the long-lost realm of the giants.
In terms of
that's-
Mimir?
Inconvenient.
Yes,
Yeah, that's just what I was going to say.
sure it was. Right? Because he called himself the greatest ambassador to the Vanir. That's
Yeah.
Ynglinga Saga.
Yeah, that's true.
So, according to Ynglinga Saga, which is composed probably by Snorri, in the 13th century, shortly before the Prose Edda, at the end of the Aesir-Vanir War, which occurred between Trojan refugees, the Aesir, and the local, I won't use the word indigenous because that's not the right coding for what Snorri is talking about, but the local, previously present rulers of Scandinavia, the Vanir, they exchange hostages.
Do you remember the way to the witch's house?
Yes. The woods with the blood-red leaves. South of the lake. I know just where to go.
Hey, look, we can see our house from here.
Hope she made it back from Alfheim and can bring Mimir back. He seemed nice. Before you cut off his head.
Yeah. So, the exchange of hostages is the Vanir send over, Njörður, Freyr, and Freya. And... Are we just supposed to teleport back? It feels weird.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But then, the Aesir sent to the Vanir, Heinir, and yeah, it's to Heinir and Mimir. And
Yeah.
the Vanir, for unknown reasons, decide that the best solution is to make
Look at this place. This must be a branch of the World Tree.
Boy, stay on the path.
Right.
Carefully.
Right, I know.
There's a sparkle there. I want to see the
I
sparkle.
can't believe it was Baldur that came to our house.
Shush.
The Aesir god. Baldur. And you fought him. And won.
Yes.
One of Odin's sons. Thor's brother.
Okay,
And now
yes.
he's hunting us with his nephews. Why is this happening?
Why
If
is
we
there
can
a
raise
sparkle?
the head, you can ask him.
Because you can jump off the edge.
You know, it's silly.
It's not letting me.
I secretly hope we find a giant somewhere in that
Yeah,
mountain.
maybe...
I guess they really did leave Midgard.
That's
except
alright.
for the serpent. Maybe the
I
last
know I
this
did it
time.
once and I just died.
You just die.
Are you
Hysterical.
the
Yeah,
last
you
of your
die.
kind too? Is that why you don't like to talk about
My kind.
I mean, your family. Before Mother and I. Where you came from. Mother, a father?
Now is not the time for that.
Aw,
Yes, sir.
we tried. Anyway, I honestly don't get why the Vanir make Heinir their king.
Well, I think they just make him like a chief or something, right? And
But he's like the chief of all the Vanir, which is weird.
they like
They just
exalt
like,
him. and put him
oh
in a-
yes, we
a
exchange
very honor-
hostages. We're going to put the hostage in charge
Yeah.
of us. Excuse me? That's not how
Uh,
hostages work.
yeah, I know.
That's
yeah.
not how hostages work.
Don't hear me screeching at you
Uh,
whenever you're twiddling your short and curlies.
So the
Leave him, boy.
old Fab. Well, you already soiled my
The thing
solitude,
is,
so you may as well
Fafnir is
join
real
me.
fucking bad at the job.
They're not hungry.
Good. That's not what I was offering.
Yeah.
So basically,
brother
whenever the
went-
Vanir ask him anything,
Congratulations.
he
And
asks
I'm sure
Mimir
you'll
for
let him
help,
go and Roger my axe good and plenty again.
and
Let's see the
eventually the Vanir realize, hey, wait, we think we got gypped here. We think we got bamboozled. And so to send a message, they kill Mimir, and they send his head in a box to Odin. Odin goes, well, shit, and then treats it
Eaten
with
well
garlic
enough.
and
I
other
guess.
herbs,
Good.
and brings it back to life. And then he keeps it in a box
better.
and consults it whenever he has need.
Yeah.
Now what the fuck else you want, huh? Times he gets so wrapped up in his work, Sentry hasn't the sense to sip or sup. And if he does remember, good luck getting him to cook his own meat. Guess I got all the stomach in the family. Along with the smarts.
You miss him.
What, that spit-fister? What do
Yes.
you know?
I just mean
Hey,
that.
do you mind? Trying to concentrate here, already on a break from my break.
Uh-huh.
What's it gonna be this time?
Alright, can't make anything
Time
new.
for another break anyways.
Well, that was fun. I think so. Mimir here,
Boy, what
dangling
is
off
the
our
path
bell.
back to the witch?
First, we need to find a boat.
Are you done talking? I think this may be a good place to call it a night, because we've been going for 3 hours now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a whole lot else that we will need to do next time. And more plot
Yeah,
is
we
going
can-
more plot is going to happen at us.
Yeah. Happen at us, yeah. And we can talk more about Mimir next time.
Exactly. We'll resurrect Mimir, and then he'll tell us stories, and then we can talk about him while we're like bumming around here.
Yeah, the cool thing about Mimir when he gets revived is he just starts injecting all kinds of lore straight into
It's great.
the story. It's
so
really
much,
good.
so much
we
mythology.
we can talk about a lot of shit, see what they get right, what they get wrong.
Exactly. So the important thing here is, right, this is not the first time they're using late material, and kind of weird material for use for their mythology, and it's not going to be the last.
Ah.
And so, right, I don't know why he's designed like that, but it is interesting to see that they're going beyond the Eddas as sources. Right, you don't see a lot of Norse games do that.
Yeah.
Right, they pretty much are like, the Eddas exist, there may be like one saga, like, oh, Volsunga Saga and Ragnar Saga exist, and that's it.
Oh, guess we're not going back to the witch just yet.
Right? They go like, oh yeah, there's like nothing else here. And that's
Yeah.
weird. Because there's such a wealth of literature, and it's cool to see the game. Even though it's making some odd, in my opinion, odd choices with what it's doing with that literature so far, it's cool to see that they're acknowledging that there is other literature to refer to.
Yeah.
Right? So, on that note, do you have any kind of closing thoughts for today's stream?
No, nothing in particular. Like I said, I am looking forward to discussing Mimir more and the stuff he starts to tell us about. We did the dragon fight. I love that fight and the soundtrack.
The dragon
Very
fight is
epic.
good fun.
Big monster slaying. Kratos'
Exactly.
specialty.
Exactly.
Got to share it with his son too.
Lovely. I guess we'll hit that. Yeah, I think right. They keep giving us a nice mix of invented stuff and stuff to talk about, so it keeps. We are nowhere close to seeing everything this game is doing with the mythology.
No.
Not even slightly. So, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you follow. Make sure you consider subscribing if you haven't already. And our next stream is going to be on, let's see, what day is today? Today's Friday. Next stream is going to be on Sunday. We'll be playing Last Crusade in LEGO Indiana Jones. So that'll be a grand time. The previous 2 episodes have been hysterical, so highly recommend coming and joining us for that. And then after that, I need to kind of figure out what we're doing in the next week. We'll be back 1 week from today with more God of War. So, if you did like this, the VOD will be on YouTube for anything you missed, or it'll be here on Twitch. And make sure you subscribe over on YouTube, because there's more stuff coming up there, I promise. It'll be a bit slower than I thought, because I have to also write a journal article now. So, there's a lot going on that's taking up time, but we are making progress on them. They will come out as soon as possible. Big thanks to our patrons, Raptor77, Leander Tucker, Geo Anomaly, Angus Mole, Aiden Frost, Chris J, and Addy Berg. If you want to help support the channel as well, you can head over to patreon.com/ludohistory. You want to take a look, or follow the links in the About section of the stream for Discord, YouTube, Twitter, all that stuff. I hope you'll have a lovely rest of your weekend, though, and we will see you next time here at Ludo History. Alright? Have a good night, everyone.